Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. But before we get into this weekend's action, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a post. So we haven't had many games over here in England this past weekend due to them being played in midweek. However, on Friday night it was the big clash between Arsenal and Manchester United. It was the Gunners that ended up winning 2-0 at Meadow Park, thanks to a lot of Wubben-Moy header and an own goal from Millie Turner after a great piece of work between Caitlin Ford and Jill Hoard. And it was Ward who took the shot, took a deflection off Millie Turner and sent it past Earps. And it was a good victory for Joe Montemurro's Arsenal side as they closed the gap down to Manchester United to 3 points and still have a game in hand over Casey Stoney's side. Stoney's side are obviously going to be very disappointed after dominating possession and not being able to convert their chances. But massive credit to Lotte Wubben-Moy, who was absolutely fantastic in that Arsenal team despite the many injuries in centre-back position, because obviously they were without Jennifer Beattie and main defender Leah Williamson, who both missed out through injury. So it's an incredible result there for Arsenal. Elsewhere in the WSL, there was a game on Sunday, so yesterday, between Bristol City and Tottenham Hotspur, in a game that finished 1-1. Tottenham's goal scorer was Siri Vom after an excellent free kick after just 3 minutes into the game. Gave Spurs the early lead and they had many chances elsewhere for the rest of the first half, but Sophie Bagley in goal for Bristol City made some top saves, and there was a good few clearances by the Bristol City defence. And then just after half time, Gemma Evans put in a header from an Ella Master Antonio cross and leveled it up for the Robins to give them a point and lift them back off the bottom of the table and make it even tighter down there at the bottom between themselves, Aston Villa, West Ham and Birmingham City, with a full slate of fixtures coming up next weekend in the WSL, which is going to be very exciting to look forward to and definitely not one to take your eye off at all. Elsewhere in the world of women's football in Europe, we've had 2 games in the Frauen Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen beat Duisburg 2-0. Verena Wilder and Chiara Bucher scoring for Leverkusen, and SGS Essen and Sand played out a 0-0 draw. So the table hasn't really much changed due to the games not being played that much, and we have also had some cup action as well in the DFB Polka Frauen. So the games were Hoffenheim versus Bayern Munich, Wolfsburg, Werder Bremen, Freiburg versus Turbine Potsdam, and Andermatt versus Eintracht Frankfurt. So Bayern Munich beat Hoffenheim 2-1 with a Leah Schuler brace and Tabia Vasmuth scoring for Hoffenheim, so that sees Munich through to the semi-finals. Wolfsburg put 7 past Werder Bremen, Rebecca Blomqvist, Lena Oberdorf, Svenja Hoot, Iwa Payur, an own goal from Franziska Yasser and a brace from Alexander Pop sent Wolfsburg on their way to the semi-final. Freiburg beat Turbine Potsdam 6-3. The goal scorers for Potsdam were Selina Churchy brace and Johanna Isig, whilst the goal scorers for Freiburg were Marie Müller, Tyra Leabusa, Eralita Memetia, Yania Minge, and a brace from Stephanie Sanders to give Freiburg the win. And the final game, Frankfurt put 7 past Andermatt, with Antonia Hornberg scoring for Andermatt, and then the goal scorers for Frankfurt, Laura Freigang and Sandrine Maron scoring 1 each, Geraldine Rotier scoring a brace, and Barbara Dunst scoring a hat-trick. So that sees all the 4 teams head into the semi-finals, which will be played the weekend beginning the 3rd of April. Wolfsburg will play Bayern, and then Freiburg will play Eintracht Frankfurt. Elsewhere in the world of women's football, we've had some games over in the Vrouwen Eredivisie. or now known as the Pure Energy Eredivisie. FC20 beat VV Alkmaar 9-0. Annalena Stolzer scoring 4 goals. Susanna Gleeson, Fenna Kalmar, Fieke Kroosje, Renata Janssen and Romy Spulman scoring the other goals as they close the gap to PSV. Still, it's very close between them two at the top. And speaking of PSV, they drew 1-1 with Den Haag. Annika Rodriguez scored for PSV while Shanique Dessing scored for Den Haag. So it's now a 2-point gap between PSV and 20 at the top of the table. Ajax beat Excelsior Barendrecht 4-1. Excelsior's goal scorer was Julia Ibez, whilst the goal scorers for Ajax were Marjulian van den Beegelaar, Juster Seagrant and an Ashley Bakker brace late on in the game. And then the final game saw Zwolle beat Heerenveen 1-0 with Jill Dijkman scoring the only goal in a very close game towards mid-table in the Eredivisie. Over in Italy, Roma beat Inter Milan 4-3. Napoli beat Fiorentina 3-1. Juventus beat Fiorentina 2-1, Milan beat Empoli Ladies 1-0, Hellas Verona beat Bari 2-0, and Sassuolo beat San Marino by the same scoreline. And then finally, over in Spain, in the Primera Iberdrola, Espanyol beat Eibar 1-0, Athletic Club beat Valencia 2-0, Sporting Huelva got a shock victory beating Atletico Madrid 1-0. Barcelona put 4 past Rayo Vallecano to keep up their unbeaten season in the league. Granadilla Tenerife beat Real Betis 2-1 despite having a player sent off in that game in the second half. Logroño beat Deportivo 3-0. Madrid CF beat Santa Teresa the same scoreline. Sociedad and Sevilla played at a 2-2 draw, and Levante beat Real Madrid 2-1 to see them extend a bit of a gap over Real Madrid. So that is what we've had in terms of football across the European stage. I believe that is all the international news. Obviously, we'll be back later on this week to preview the big fixtures that we have in the WSL this weekend, as I said last week, we have a continual a game after game after game over the weekends. We have the 3 on Saturday and then the other 4 on Sunday that we'll be able to watch at all the time. So that is all we've got time for this week. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe so you never miss any of our videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you definitely don't miss a video, and go follow us on Twitter where we'll be posting any stories and anything you may have missed in the world of women's football. Until later on this week, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.